Kilmar Abrego Garcia has been confirmed to be alive and sat down with Senator Van Hollen. Abrego Garcia is the man who was mistakenly sent to El Salvador that the administration has basically been bending over backwards and even defying the Constitution to keep there. Of course, Bukele immediately taunted everyone by tweeting something like, okay, now that you know he's alive, he can stay. Which brings me to the bigger point. The precedent is the point. Respectfully, I think a lot of people are missing the forest for the trees on this one. This is obviously great news, but I don't think anyone should be surprised that he's alive. While I don't want to say that this is a false victory, I do think it's an artificial one in some ways. Because now everyone is celebrating that the man is alive, which is good. Honestly, I'm mostly glad that Senator Van Hollen was able to speak with him and like deliver a message. But the worst case scenario, and this is gonna sound way worse than I mean it, was not that he had passed and that they were scrambling to, figure out what to do and they were trying to avoid returning him because they couldn't. The worst case scenario is that they knew perfectly well the entire time that they could, and they're doing everything in their power to avoid doing so anyway. And no, I don't believe it's because, of what he has seen. This is about the precedent. They're trying to create legal precedent with this very specific case so that they can continue to do it. This is specifically about avoiding the judicial orders. It doesn't have to be any deeper than that. And in fact, that probably is the deepest it could go because that is the most devastating scenario should they succeed. In the meantime, while people celebrate, of course, some will forget that he is still being held there illegally and without due process. Also, people are going to be accused of being alarmists. You got to remember, the best case scenario is already bad enough. But I am, of course, happy for him and his family.